What's up, guys? There was some questions about how to do the math lesson today. We have mental math strategies for addition, and we're looking at how to use easier numbers, basically, to add. So I'm going to go ahead and go to some of the problems that were in the practice. So I'm going to go over to these problems here, all right? So like for number 3, guys, you have 34 plus 18. So if I have a number like 34 plus 18, instead of adding, 18, that's kind of I don't know, a hard number to add in my head. But if I change the 18 to 20, it becomes a lot easier. All right. So if I add 2 to my 18, it gives me 20. All right. I'm going to come back to that plus 2. All right. So my new problem would look like this that I can actually do in my head. I have 34 plus 20, and I can add that in my head because I have a 0 here and I'm just adding 3 and 2, and I can get 54 in my head. All right. Now, in order to get 54, though, I added 2 to my 18 to make it 20. So at the end of my problem, what I would do, let me grab red here, is I would subtract that 2 back away from it. All right. So it's not really 54, it's 52. All right. So instead of adding 18 in my head, I'm adding 20. How did I get to 20? Well, I added 2 to my 18, and then I took that 2 away from my answer. All right. So today's lesson was just about using little strategies to make the numbers easier. All right. Let's look at another one, like this one here, 22 plus 49. All right. What I would do for this one is I can already see that 49 is close to 50. So let me get a new paper here. So I have 22 plus 49. Instead of trying to add 49 and saying, well, 9 plus 2 is 11, and then carrying the 1 and doing all that in my head, what I would actually do is I would add 1 to my 49 because I want to make this a 50. All right. So my new problem would be 22 plus 50, and I can add that in my head. That's going to be 72. And I can't forget that in order to get this 50, I added 1 to my 49. So I'm going to subtract the 1 at the end, and I'm going to get 71. All right. So it's about, instead of using these kind of difficult numbers, using nicer numbers like 50 that adds with a 0, and instead of trying to add 9s, right? It's a lot easier to add 10s. Let's see if there's one more I can do without running out of time here. Something like 116 plus 203. What I would probably do is the same thing. I'd probably make this 203 into a 200, and then add 116 plus 200. Right, that would give you 316. Right, and then I need to add 3 to that because I took away 3. So it would be 219. Right, 319. I'm sorry. Let's take a look at number 6, 18 plus 57. So 18 plus 57, instead of doing that in my head, I can make some better numbers here. So I have 18 plus 57. I'm going to go quick here before I run out of time. So in this one, instead of adding 57, I'd probably make that into a 60. So what I would do is add 3 to my 57. So I have 18 plus 60. And that's going to be 78. And I can't forget that I added 3 to make my 60, right? To make this 60. So I need to subtract 3 from my answer. All right. So what that's going to be is 8 minus 3 is 5, and then 7 minus 0 is 0. So I would get 75. 18 plus 57 is 75.